The initial version of the Beam head and eye tracker I reviewed last year was already quite good, but now you don't even need OpenTrack anymore, which means installation, setup and actually playing games with it have gotten a lot easier. I'd even go as far as saying it has the most convenient setup process of any head and eye tracker on the market right now, and all you need is just your webcam. Basically what Beam does is track your head and eye movement and translate it into viewport movement in games. So you can look around in the cockpit or as your character by just moving your head. While the last version required OpenTrack to be installed separately, everything you need now is integrated. This means you just download Beam, install it, quickly set it up, and that's it. It'll run out of the box with games like DCS, Flight Simulator 2024, Star Citizen, X4 and IL-2 Stomovic, or with the latest VR mod, even MechWarrior 5. That's great because we always needed to fiddle with workarounds in the past. That's all gone now. Here's how it works. After the installation, you just launch the software. Then you select your camera. I still recommend the Obsbot Meet SE. It costs below $100 and has a 100 FPS 1080p mode, which is perfect for smooth head and eye tracking. Links in the description. Next, you select whether the camera sits on top or below your screen. Then you tell Beam whether it's tilted or not. A quick calibration follows, and that's it. You're good to go. Make sure your face is well lit, since especially the eye tracking is going to suffer under bad lighting. The tracking gets better the beefier your camera is. Eye tracking profits a lot from higher resolution, so 1080p and up is the way to go. Head tracking benefits from more frames per second. Any 60 FPS webcam will do, but 100 FPS is noticeably better. Beam is from Switzerland, by the way, and uses their own head and eye tracking algorithm, which is really good. I compared it to the Tobii 4 head and eye tracker. While the head tracking is at least on par, the eye tracking is still good, but not as precise as Tobii's. But that's complaining on a high level. It's still perfectly fine for steering your in-game camera or generating heat maps. An advantage on the other hand is that by using a narrower lens or a zoom-capable camera, you can sit further away from your screen and still get eye tracking, which comes in handy on sim rigs with more distance between the player and the display. And the whole thing just costs a fraction of the Tobii hardware and software. What Beam also does very well is recentering. Even if you step away to grab something to drink, it picks you back up almost perfectly. And the recentering hotkey is available anywhere after installation, so even if your tracking is a bit off, you can fix it easily. They've also added a new hotkey that lets you pause and resume tracking, which is quite convenient for longer flights, for example. The viewport then only stays where it is and only starts following your head movement again once you unpause tracking. Now you might ask, well, I can get decent head tracking for free with OpenTrack alone, and that's correct. What you don't get is the eye tracking though, which is great for supporting your head tracking in-game, especially in flight simulations. It's especially helpful on larger screens. You can keep your head centered and just nudge your gaze left or right like you naturally would, and the view follows. That makes it easy to check the terrain just off the nose or quickly glance at your instruments. You also don't get Beam's convenience. They've worked a lot on their software since I last tested it and created a new, well-made, no-frills interface with tooltips and explanations everywhere. You also get a nice tray pop-up with the option to quickly toggle the tracker off and on or recalibrate it. I'm not praising this app for no reason or because I'm an affiliate. I became an affiliate because it's that good, and I'd never promote crappy software. Lightweight, convenient and affordable head and eye tracking was something we asked for a long time, and this just delivers. Now here's what's also new. You now have an amplification and a speed slider, which is basically enough for most setups. Amplification controls how much your head movement is multiplied. So for example, while you move 5 degrees in real life, in-game your head moves 25 degrees. This way you can keep your eyes on the screen and still look over your shoulder. Speed just means how quickly the camera reacts to your head motion. And that's all you usually need. Then there are advanced options, where you can fine-tune everything to your liking or deactivate certain axes entirely. Each axis has an option to set a max head rotation angle. This means that once you hit a certain rotation limit, the camera automatically snaps to your defined max angle. That's perfect for quickly checking your 6, for example. All of that works without messing around with curves like we had to do in OpenTrack. You also get an eye tracking overlay where you can show others where you're looking, which is cool for streaming or reviewing your own gameplay footage, like for competitive gaming. Then there's multi-screen pointer, where beam automatically makes your cursor jump to the screen you're looking at. Mouse jump is nice for large screens. You can bind a hotkey or one of your mouse buttons to it and press it to make the cursor jump to where you're looking. There's also presence detection that automatically locks your screen if you're away for a set amount of time. And you can use the privacy filter to blur out parts of your screen you're not actively looking at. This means we now have software for $30 that does head tracking very well. Eye tracking is also good, it's easy to install and comes with a simple self-explaining interface. I have no idea what I could complain about, really. Well, okay, there's one thing I'd like to see improved, and that's blink detection, because anytime I'm blinking, I can see my viewport bob just slightly. If you want to support the devs and me at the same time, get the standalone version, links in the description. This means there's no Steam tax and your money goes straight to Beam. Or, of course, you can just get the Steam version, doesn't make a difference, they're the same software. Check out my video here for a full setup guide. Thanks for stopping by, fly safe, and I'll see you there in a second. It's good. Watch it. I know you want to.